Hello, my name is Mr. Sergio Angulo. I'm your student's chemistry teacher. I made this short video so that in a timely manner I can go ahead and take you on a quick tour of our virtual classroom. I'll show you our platform, Schoology, and how we use it, including where your students can go ahead and get their assignments, where they can submit their assignments, how we deliver our class content, all the learning that goes on, and what kind of resources your students have and that we can use. Also, I'd like to talk a little bit about grading and where the class fits in the college prep track. So come and join me on a quick tour right here. Before we get into the details of how the classroom works, just a few notes on some changes that are going on this year, some of them that were planned, some of them that were foisted upon us. And I'll just make this real quick in the interest of time. So some changes include that we are replacing our platform of School Loop and Google Classroom with Schoology and Power Schools. This was actually in the works already, but it just so happens that it happened right now during the pandemic. So we've got a lot of changes going on. Virtual classrooms are something that we hadn't planned on, so we're also trying to figure out what the best way is to conduct these, and we're continuing to do the best we can and improve where we have a chance to. And new science books were also in the plan. They haven't got here yet, but they're also in the plan. So, all this is a lot of new stuff for us. So Schoology is our main learning platform, and I'll show you in a little bit how it works. Especially in this class. I could go real deep into this, but I'm not going to because we don't have much time. Schoology is replacing School Loop and Google Classroom, and there are pros and cons to each. So there's some things I miss about School Loop, some things I miss about Google Classroom, but some things that I think Schoology does better than them, and some things that not so much. The grades I think was great in School Loop, and Schoology seems to be okay, but I could I I could have stayed with School Loop, but that wasn't my call. That was kind of a district-wide decision. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you what Schoology looks like and how the students can go ahead and access it. Schoology, this is the main page called the material page. When they sign into the chemistry class, they'll come to this page, and anything that is assigned is up here. There are folders where then we can go ahead and archive things later on. Generally, the assignments that are active are going to be on here. Old things will be archived, so I have work archives from the past week, and then after that, I archive them into a big archive folder, so they can always go back and find the old uh, uh, assignments. Policies of information that are up here all the time. Uploads like homework keys so they can check it. The textbook is right here. So I have the textbook in PDF. If I go ahead and click on text, each one of these is a different chapter of the textbook. So we don't have the textbooks right now, at least not hard copies. We're supposed to get them. But this is the textbook. This is actually last year's textbook, and they didn't distribute these, but I'm using them right now, and I'll probably use them for the rest of the year now that we've gotten started with this textbook. As far as the assignment's concerned, they can go ahead and come and click on the assignment. This was a quiz that we just took the other day, and that's connected to a quiz on Google Forms. If I click on an assignment, they can get the assignment, and on here I can put directions for the assignment. I can put the actual assignment right here, upload it as PDF or Word docs. And so if I go ahead and click on this, it'll download the assignment. And here it was from last week. Sometimes it just takes a little time to kind of come up here. But so here was the questions, and they can either use a program called Cami to go ahead and put the answers over them, or they can put it on a separate sheet of paper, take pictures, use an app called Cam Scanner, or take pictures and upload them. So it's back here. I can also link videos. I have two types of videos that I link. I link my lecture videos, and these lecture videos are me going ahead and doing kind of like what I'm doing here, and kind of giving the classroom experience where I'm doing a lecture on some of the finer points of the chapter. I've become a YouTuber, so and it's it's been forced on me by this pandemic of this distance learning. But all these are videos that I put up either last year or early this year. Learned how to kind of put them together. And once again, it's not anything flashy. It's not anything even fun. It's this is what you'd get if you were in class. So I have intro videos right here. This one's
Yeah,
an
the
intro
slope of a
video
line
into something
in an
from
average
chapter
class in an
17 last
algebra
year. Go ahead, talk about
instantaneous
some
rate
of the
requires
final
equipment to
points of
measure it out.
what's in that
That one's kind of hard.
chapter. There's also, I can go over
These
doing
two
sample
have the same
problems.
units, so I can
It's a little
subtract
loud,
from each other.
but I can show them how to do the sample problems and go over how to do that. This way they can watch it whenever they have the opportunity. They can watch it at their own time frame. If they miss something, they can go back. I mean, these videos have pros and cons. Obviously, the con is that I'm not there to answer questions right away, but the pro is that they can watch them. If it's an hour video, they can watch it 20 minutes at a time, 15 minutes at a time, maybe even take in more information that way. And also they can go ahead and ask me the next day in class. So those are my videos. And then there's the videos that I find on YouTube. These are more produced. They're probably more fun to watch. Probably, they hit the content quicker. They have more graphics and kind of animations and things like that. So I try to do a combination. So I will talk to them in class during class time, but I'll also put these videos so we can go into much more detail. Now, once the assignment is done, they've gone ahead and downloaded it, done the assignment, they can then go ahead and submit it. This is a student-looking portal. Mine looks different. And on the right side here on the assignment, they have a submit button, and they can go ahead and click on that and submit it. They can submit a file. So if they did it on a file like a Word document or a PDF document, they can go ahead and click on this and find it and attach it. Or they can go ahead and do a audio recording if necessary, or they can even type something in directly into this create thing, so they can put your answers for the questions, something like that. Okay, so we've been working on doing this, and then it submits it. It puts it right into their file, and I have it in the gradebook. I can click on the little file that's connected to their gradebook, and then grade it, and then go ahead and put the grade directly in. Look at it over and put the grade directly in. Okay, so this is the way we go ahead and get our assignments, get the information through the videos as well as in class, although we only have 40-minute classes and a lot of it is announcements. And then we are able to submit the assignments. Where do students get their grades? The grades are over here on the left-hand side. So there's a materials tab where we've got the main page going. There's updates, and updates are where I'll put little, announcements, and grades are right below it. So they can click on the grades, and the grade they'll be listed. This is a sample grade because I don't have a student account, so this is a sample student account, and they'll have all their assignments listed here along with their scores. So it should look something like this. How are grades calculated? This year we're going to go to a total points basis, at least while we're still out of the classroom. So your basic total points that a student gets divided by total points possible. 90 to 100% is an A, 80 to 90% is a B, 70 to 80% is a C, 60 to 70% is a D, and below 60% is an F. I normally grade a little more differently. I put the grades in different categories depending on what type of score you got. So 60% of their grade normally is their test average. 20% is their homework average, and lab constitutes the last 20%. But this year, I don't know how much lab I'm going to be able to do. Sometimes I'm just showing them videos. There is some lab programs out there, but they haven't been working too well, and we have another lab program that isn't up and running yet. So we're going to see how that works out. And honestly, with not being able to watch students, closely during a test and having them take quizzes distance-wise, I don't want to give that much weight to test average. So I'm giving them, quizzes that are 10, 20 points, etc., uh, roughly around there, and they'll just incorporate it along with their homework at this point in time. Okay, so I'm just getting all the points that they get divided by points possible, dividing, and that's going to be our grade right now. Okay.
I hope this orientation has been helpful. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to field them. I'll try to make this available also on Schoology so you can come back to it at a later time in case you have any questions also. Thank you for coming.